Welcome to the Not So Special Christmas Special. Honestly, this is one of the episodes that I look forward to most of the year. So, like this one, the festivals one where we talk about like the different festival lineups. I love doing that one. Krampusnacht, like those three are like big staples that I do every year. I think we did a Thanksgiving one 2 years now. That one was fun. That might be one I look forward to, but I don't do very many repetitive episodes. So, like as far as like traditional, like annual, but like talking music news and stuff. Obviously, we do quite a bit, and then also talking about motorsports and wrestling and everything else. Speaking of which, before we get to the awards, John Cena is retired. I think any kid that grew up watching wrestling in the 2000s that hit home for him. I was a 90s baby, so 2000s was my end of elementary school, middle school time period when John Cena was really, really big. And even that dude's career was incredible because that was the start of it. And then we went through even whenever I was early married, just early married, we'll leave it at that. When I was early married, he was still one of the top guys wrestling every night. So that's incredible. And good for him, John. We see you. Thank you for everything you did, all the Make-A-Wishes, which I don't think that'll stop. The wrestling is going to stop, but I don't think, obviously the human being that is John Cena isn't going to stop. He's going to continue doing, the cool things, like doing Make-A-Wishes, doing appearances, movies, and so on. So, good for that guy. Just his time with wrestling is over, and what a beautiful way for it to end. I was okay with it being a tap-out situation. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but wrestling is an art. It's a masterpiece. And what a way to ride out in the sunset. Obviously, most retirement matches end in a loss. Personal opinion, the beauty of this is the end of the road, a little tap out situation, I think was a perfect way to go. Tells a really good story. But anyway, man, them early 2000s though, where him and JBL and Eddie carried SmackDown, whew, good times. And obviously the Undertaker was there too, but them young guys that were hungry and up and comers that really did a lot of work, hats off, guys. You definitely did it. You did a great job. Where to go to next? Because we'll talk my my Wrapped playlist, or Wrapped whatever. For Apple Music, it's Replay, because we use Apple for storage purposes and stuff like that, so I can have plenty of room to store all of my creative content. But where do I want to go to next? Because there was definitely a few topics in particular I wanted to talk about. Christmas is right around the corner. Obviously, with this being the Friday before Christmas, this makes it 5 days before Christmas, because Christmas is Thursday, so 6 days. So, because I was thinking Christmas Eve, it would be 5 days. So that makes today 6 days till Christmas. I like it when it's a little closer, when we're doing this episode. That being said, man, I have not watched very many Christmas movies this year. We've been kind of doing our own things, and it's been what it's been. Hoping to change that with this little bit of time we have left. We're going to do some fun Christmassy things. We're making gifts for our friends and stuff. And actually, they'll probably will they have their gifts by now? Or we might give them to them on Christmas Eve. Anyway, this time of year is so much fun with the gift giving. I love giving gifts. It's one of my favorite things to do. With the cooking, obviously, with doing special podcasts, watching fun movies and stuff like that. I did watch Christmas Carol to bed last night, the Jim Carrey version, the one that we did for a watch along episode last year. Just tons of fun, guys, and I'm definitely going to be making some cookies soon. I'm smoking a pulled hams tomorrow, and then I think I'm doing pulled ham at least one more time between now and Christmas. After that, I'm going to. I've got some really cool things planned. I don't want to say what I'm giving my friends just in case you're watching or listening, whatever. But there's a lot of things that I've been wanting to share, and I've been a little reserved on the past few episodes on what I wanted to share, just because I kind of want to save it for like the New Year's Eve episode, so the next episode. So I think I'm cool with that. There's a lot going on right now, and I really appreciate those of you that come hang out, do the watch-alongs, do the weekly podcast, all the stuff. I really appreciate you guys. But I guess we'll get into the year-end awards, because that's kind of the direction I'm headed. So, the Tin Roof year-end awards. Man, like this was a weird year. A lot of people, I've heard a lot of like negativity when it comes to 2025, and I think some of it's rightfully earned. You look at the news, you look at. Oh, speaking of that, Bondi Beach in Australia, that was awful. I'm really disappointed in the fact that people think it's okay to just go into a place like that and attack innocent people. It's awful. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. All the senseless violence and everything else. So, my prayers, my heart, all that stuff goes out to those of you in Australia, especially the friends and family of the victims at Bondi Beach. Now, on a brighter note, or trying to aim towards a brighter note, while 2025 has been kind of dumb, there's been a lot of good, a lot of really, really good stuff out there. My awards are a little different this year, so we had to drop the 2025 Soundtrack of the Year award, just because there wasn't any good soundtracks. I hope to bring the award back next year, but that one kind of went away. I had a really hard time finding social media breakout artists this year. It just didn't really happen. Because like last year, Opal and Sky won it, and they're still doing awesome, but I wouldn't call them a breakout artist at this point. And Baker Blankenship continuing to do awesome. But I had a really hard time deciding where I wanted to go with those two. But actually, for country, I did find a guy. So I was honestly surprised whenever I kind of came across this guy. But it very much like about the same time as Baker Blankenship, and they've actually done some stuff together. And he did they did a like fantastic job on it. So, Waylon Wyatt, maybe not necessarily a social media breakout artist of the year. Maybe we need to change the name of the award. But I definitely think Waylon Wyatt is another guy that's on the come up, much like Baker Blankenship, that we need to definitely pay attention to. So maybe we're going to change the name of the award and make it like some sort of rising star award. I liked the idea of calling it a social media breakout artist because like the guys that have won it in the past, like I don't even think I gave it to Oliver Anthony the one year. I think I gave it to somebody else. And then last year was Baker Blankenship. And Filth and Opal and Sky were the winners of the metal version of the award. So I think what we're going to actually, that's exactly what we're going to do. I like this. I like this idea. So the Rising Star Award goes to Waylon Wyatt for country. Now for metal, this one's hard because I became a really big fan of a French band this year, and this year's weird because there are a couple of ties this year for awards, and I was like bound and determined we're not doing ties. But it was a little difficult. I was having another thought there because I was like, well, what if for the soundtrack of the year award, what if we like obviously keep it a soundtrack of the year award, but like would Christmas music count? Because like, but I feel like we'd be grasping at straws. So that was kind of where my brain was going at currently. But man, why didn't I come up? Sorry. Man, this is a tough decision. Because, like, this album, you know what? I'm going to go follow your heart, right? So, the winner of the award, so honorable mention. Let's do honorable mention first. Employed to Serve. Like, they came out the gates swinging in 2025. Fantastic job. So, Employed to Serve, like, tip of the hat to you guys. Loved your album. But these guys, and they've been around a while, but they just recently got onto my radar. And this kind of stuff happens with people in music, right? So, like, this isn't weird, and I know, like, there's a bunch of, like, people that I'm sure that are day ones, and, you know, hats off to you guys, but let's not be gatekeepy. Actually, that would be a really good episode for 2026, just saying. But I first heard these guys in 2025, so this is why they're getting the Rising Star Award, and I think that they're doing a fantastic job. I want to say they're from France. I can get you I can't get you the actual information, at least not where I'm at. But their album was called Between You, God, the Devil, and the Dead, was the name of the album. And guys, it was wonderful. Very Zeppelin-like, very, like, just insane sounds. And it's so much fun to listen to. So much fun. So, the name of the band is Avatrium. Avaterium. Something like that. I apologize for butchering the name. But Long Black Waves, fantastic song. My Hair's on Fire, but I'll Take Your Hand. And then, of course, the album name is a song as well that ends the track, or like ends the album, which is Between You, God, the Devil, and the Dead. And guys, it's just so good. So, Avaterium is the Rising Star of the Year award. And Actually, I better write that down before I forget it, because I'll end up forgetting it. Okay. Sorry, fixing things. All right. Waylon White. So after taking care of those two, let's go ahead and go right on into Metal Ambassador Awards. So we are now to the Metal Ambassador of the Year award, and we are going to, guys, like, this dude totally deserves a Metal Ambassador of the Year award. So 2025's Metal Ambassador of the Year award goes to none other than Jamie Josta, and I have a really good reason as to why. Dude takes care of Milwaukee Metal Fest. Dude took over the Summer Slaughter Tour. Josta podcast, was an amazing guest on the Garza podcast this year. This dude has been out there keeping the metal scene going. Like, the dude's just awesome. He's a great representative of, like, metal, hardcore, all the stuff, right? And, like, this, he just does such a fantastic job. I can't say it enough about it, and like, the work that he's done. So, Jamie, hats off to you, buddy. Thank you so much for keeping metal going strong. Yeah. I don't think I can say any more. Also, if you're not listening to the Josta podcast, you need to be. That being said, we're moving on to the Country Ambassador of the Year award. So this one was kind of a challenge for me, because I felt like only one guy stood out this year, as far as a dude that was really going out there and just pounding the pavement for country music. Like, not as an artist, not as a whatever, but a dude that, this is where both Ambassador Awards come from. It's a dude that represents the genre, that puts it out there as best as they can, which is why Jamie won the metal one. And this guy did an amazing job, and that is Dylan Weldon. Dylan Weldon is our, I guess, first ever 2-time award winner. Back-to-back years for Country Ambassador of the Year award. And it's very much deserved, because he continues to put out really great short videos, and he continues to put out really great podcast episodes. He had one where he had Shooter Jennings on right before Songbird came out. And he's interviewing people from, like, the past that you wouldn't necessarily expect. Like, he's taking a really cool, like, angle of things. And, like, the Jamie Johnson episode that he did where he interviewed Jamie, fantastic. Like, this dude is doing things for country music that is just absolutely wonderful. And that's, I mean, hands down why he is getting this award. So, let's see. 2025 Metal Album of the Year. This one had me excited. This album, I talked a lot about it whenever it first came out, and rightfully so. It was really, really good. I don't think I give it enough listens, but definitely one of my favorite albums from this year. And of course, criteria has to have no cussing, or has to have an edited version, whatever. And I know some people may find that as like a dumb stipulation, but it's my stipulation. It's just the way I like to do things. So 2025 metal album of the year is Sleepless Empire by Lacuna Coil. Really loved that album, top to bottom. The guests that they had on there were superb, and what they brought to the table was superb. Like, the Randy Bly one was a little bit different than what you would have expected from a Randy Bly feature, and I really, really liked that a lot, actually. So, yeah. Now, 2025's metal single of the year. I really, really like songs that are motivational, songs that are going to get you through a hard time, whatever. In 2025, we've already discussed about how it was a really, like, just stupid year in certain ways. I think that is a fair consensus of the year. And it was a tough year for me. But I'm trying my hardest to look at personal, like, not personal, but positive things. Because there was a lot of positives. And we're going to get more into all of that in the 2020, like the end of the year episode, like the one right before we kick off 2026. So, next Monday, the Monday after Christmas. But this song helped me get through some stuff, and it's a very motivational, it's a very positive angled song, and I really love the direction that this band is going. They're putting out amazing songs, they're putting out really, really cool, different things. And the 2025 metal single of the year is Unbreakable by Lorna Shore. And the reason why I picked that one is just the motivational thing behind it, like, we are unbreakable, like he says in the song. It's a beautiful song. It's very well put together. The message behind it is just like so good. Love that one. Okay, so I had to take a quick break, and my son during that quick moment was petitioning for a few things, and he made some really good points. So I'm compartmentalizing what he suggested. So he petitioned to keep the Soundtrack of the Year award, and because he thought it was ridiculous I couldn't find a Soundtrack of the Year that I liked. And then he pulled up, and it's a valid point. Some of it's a little dated, so I could argue the fact that it's not up to date and it's not accurate. But I don't necessarily disagree nor hate this idea. So his first idea was for Soundtrack of the Year, Stranger Things has a playlist on Apple Music where it's like every song that's been in it, whatever, blah 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 blah. He said that should get it because it's chock full of really amazing songs. They weren't necessarily specifically written for the show, obviously, but the throwback, the vibe, and all that is really, really good. So I guess if I had to give it to something, the Stranger Things playlist on Apple Music wouldn't be a horrible way to go. I don't know if we'll actually count that one. But he also contested the Rising Star of the Year award. These guys are great honorable mentions, but I'm not going to give the award to them. So he brought up the fact about Architects. He felt that the Architects should get it. And then that made me think about Spirit Box. Both really, really good bands. Both did amazing stuff, but I don't know if I would technically count them in the Rising Star category. But great honorable mentions, for sure, in my opinion. That being said, he did like the idea of recognizing some Christmas music, which, I mean, we've talked about these before or whatever. But he brought up Riley Green's Christmas to Me was really, really good. And we listened to the Cole Wetzel soundtrack album quite a bit. So he was like, maybe you come up with a Christmas song award of some sort. I don't know if we'll do that. We're going to recognize those songs hear those things here right now because they're really, really good. Like Run Run Rudolph, it's actually getting ready to be used in a Christmas Cook video because I love Run Run Rudolph. That being said, I'm trying to think of what else we got left. Oh, all the controversial stuff. So, time to get into people arguing and disputing with me on my choices. This is going to be exciting. So, we're going to start with 2025's Country Single of the Year. This is a tie. It was hard for me not to do this tie just because of again the way our 2025 went, and like I'm a sucker for sentimental songs, and both of these songs really hit home in our household particularly, just because of life. I don't know how else to say it, because like I like to keep my like, not everybody needs to know all of my business, so I try very hard to protect my family and what goes on in our daily lives while doing the different things that I do, because I think that that's more than fair. But Hardwood Floor by Morgan Wade and The Dealer by Morgan Wallen. Just two beautiful songs about dealing with life struggles, and both very well written, both very well performed. I'm a huge fan of both, and Morgan Wade had quite an amazing year getting to tour with not Sick Puppies. I want to say Sick Puppies, but I know that's not right. Shinedown? Yeah, Shinedown. And so really good for her. Really wanted to go to that concert whenever they came through St. Louis, but I didn't get the opportunity to. That being said, I know everybody, Morgan Wallen, he's not country. Listen, I was right there with you, but I'm not done. I'm doubling down. So we'll go ahead and say it, and then I'll get into my defense. And if you're a country fan and you end up hating this podcast because of this, I'm sorry, but I have a very valid point. The 2025 Country Album of the Year is "I'm the Problem" by Morgan Wallen. And before you start going, well, Morgan's not country, blah 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 blah, I highly disagree at the moment, and that is absolutely wild for me to say because I was right there with you. I didn't like the bro country thing. I didn't like a lot of things about like just the whole Morgan Wallen whateverness. But the dude has really surprised me because listen, even if you don't like Morgan Wallen and you are a country music fan, put on "I'm the Problem" and go from song number 1 to song number 37. Do it. Because every single song on there is solid. Every song on there is country. I know the whole thing of, trap beats. There's not really any trap beats on that album. It's country sounding stuff. Especially The Dealer. A lot of the album, and he is a Keith Whitley fan. He has admitted that he's a Keith Whitley fan. A lot of the album kind of gave me some of those vibes. There were so many good country albums this year that this was a struggle. But this was the one that kept coming up, and rightfully so. There's not a bad song on the album, which blew me away because whenever I went to review it, I was like, I'm going to listen to like 3 songs and be done with this, bro country junk. And then I started listening to it and I was like, this isn't bro country. This is good. and people can change their stripes, and people can, become more authentic. And I think a lot of that shone through whenever he was on the Theo Von podcast, and he was talking about, he doesn't go out and drink anymore. He doesn't do all those things. He, stays to himself. He goes hunting. He does all those different kinds of, outdoorsy country boy things. And Morgan, it's working for you. There you go. All right. I'm going to get off of the soapbox for just a little bit, and I'm going to go through my replay of 2024 or 2025. Sorry. It really kind of baffled myself with it all. So I'm gonna start playing the highlight reel, and I'm gonna read you all the different things. So, replay 2025. A lot of music can happen in a year. So, let's run it back. This year, I've listened to 34,767 minutes worth of music. It's 104% more than last year. And 885 artists total. But a new artist rose to the top. And that was Morgan Wallen. I listened to Morgan a lot this year. But again, really good album. But each month brought new memories. And these artists were by your side. So Jamie Josta, Morgan Wallen, Whitechapel. So the entire month. First month was Upchurch. Second month and February. Go back. I wasn't done. Okay, so January, Upchurch. February, March, Whitechapel. I was really anticipating the release of the new album. April, Sleep Token, because of the new album. May, Josta. Morgan Wallen was June, because that was when his album came out. And then Sleep Token again in July. Then August was Kowatzel, and then September, October, Morgan Wallen, and November was Kowatzel. That being said, I listened to 3,946 songs this year. One new song became my new anthem, and that was, I just like this song. I know it's on one of his older albums, but I've liked this one because it was the only one that I could justify liking for a long time, and that was I Wrote the Book by Morgan Wallen. 313 albums were in my rotation because of, doing the music review type stuff, and it was I'm the Problem by Morgan Wallen, which obviously, since it got the Country Music Album of the Year award, a fresh genre jumped above the rest. Top genre was country, but rightfully so, because last year was metal. But it was country, metal, hard rock, and then hip hop was the fourth or fifth one or whatever. But yeah, definitely an interesting year for me. But it's pretty much what I got. Very, very weird year for me. But I have nothing negative to say about the I'm the Problem album. I don't. It's really, really good. Yeah. So if you are a country music fan and you're here for the country stuff, I hope you don't hate me. But if you haven't listened to it, I highly urge that you do. Again, as always, this is a place for metalheads and country music fans to come together under one tin roof and enjoy what we love. Chop it up. Maybe you learn something new. And we're going to attack the subject of gatekeeping for sure in 2026. Matter of fact, I'll probably do it pretty early in January. Yeah, guys, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover for today. You guys have been fantastic, and Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, all the other different holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus. I was trying to think of the name of what it was from Seinfeld. But you guys have a good one. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And Nah, we're not going to do that. I tried to find something really cool. Thought I came up with a really cool idea, but I decided I'm not going to do it. We've been here long enough for a Christmas day. Go on. Go have fun. Go listen to something else. Put on some Christmas music. Put on I'm the Problem. Put on some Avatarium if you haven't listened to them before. Check out some Waylon Wyatt stuff. All the things. Do all the things. And have a happy Friday.